Everybody. If you're clicking on this, it means you probably either recently got a guitar or you've recently pulled out a guitar from storage and decided that you're going to go and make a go at learning to play. So I thought I would take a minute to share with people what I wish somebody had told me back when I started trying to learn guitar so many years ago. And these are things that worked for me. They may not necessarily work for you or other people. It's from my own personal experience. And the first thing I would encourage you to do is to start learning music right from go that you like. I know for myself, when I started, I tried to take lessons, and they would often get me to buy this book, and I would have to learn all this theory, and it really made it a chore. You don't want your music playing to be a chore. You want it to feel like something that you're excited to do and be passionate to do. So theory's great. Everybody should learn theory at some point, and specifically theory that helps you with what you want to do with your goals. Look up some of your favorite songs, but realize that some songs that sound easy actually end up being very difficult. There's nothing wrong with trying to learn a song and realizing that it's beyond your grasp right now. That's great. It just becomes something to work towards later. Number 2. So this next thing is to sing as you learn chords. Now you may not want to be a singer. You may not want to ever be in a band. But if you ever decide to, I 100% will tell you that it is much harder to learn to sing and play than you think it's going to be. And a good way to start training your brain right from go is when you learn a chord, to just start singing. So this is an A minor. So even if you just say A minor, C, you don't even have to worry about it being on pitch right away, but just try and remember, start trying to train your brain that you can talk while making chord shapes and strumming. This is because you're one hand's doing one thing, another hand's doing another thing. That occupies a lot of space in your mind at first. And so this idea of trying to speak while you're playing is a lot more difficult than you think it's going to be. And the way I got over it was to start saying A minor, D, 100%. If you start doing that from go later on, if you decide you also want to sing, it'll be easier. Keep your guitar in sight. By this I mean, don't store your guitar in a closet. Otherwise, it becomes so much easier to forget about it and not practice. Especially if you're getting discouraged, you're having a hard time making a chord, and it's hurting your fingers, or you're not seeing the progress you want to see, so you're not as excited. If your guitar is out of sight, you will just stop looking for it. It'll be like not wanting to go to the gym because it's far, you just won't make the time for it. So this next thing that I wish somebody would have told me kind of ties in with the last thing, and that is to just practice for 5 minutes every day. So if your guitar is out, say in your living room next to your couch, and it's in sight, sit down, take 5 minutes, and just practice. Say, maybe you know 2 chords, and you're just going to practice those 2 chords today for 5 minutes. Or maybe you know 4 chords. And by practicing 5 minutes every day, what you're doing is, one, you're spending more time on the instrument than you would if you practiced for an hour or half an hour a week. By tricking yourself, one, it becomes so much easier for 5 minutes to become 10 minutes. 5 minutes you can do at any point. It could be you wake up and play for 5 minutes, or it could be before you go to bed. It could be during commercial breaks while you're watching TV. Because you're building onto it every day, you won't have to work as hard to get back to that same point. The final thing that I wish somebody had told me when I first started is simply, you're a musician. If you've picked up a musician and you're making the conscious effort to learn music, you are a musician. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you now that you've learned this many chords, you are now a musician. Now that you can play this song this well, you are a musician. No. As soon as you try and start learning an instrument, you are a musician. Are you a great musician? By no means, no. No, I'm not even a great musician, and I've been playing for a few years now. But you are a musician. Every singer, songwriter, musician you've ever heard of started where you're at right now. And you might say, oh, but this person was so talented. The truth is that natural talent might give you a head start. But by practicing every day, by believing in yourself, by practicing what you love, you will get there. You will go from here to there. It's just a matter of putting in the time. So that's the 5 things that I wish somebody had told me before I started playing guitar. If you've started playing guitar, what are 5 things you wish that somebody had told you? Let me know in the comments below.